starting with Test. Hawkins the captain. Naiua, Alalilo, Canosa, Feiju the captain. Levino, Martin, Ponch. Open. HSBC 7th World Series here at Wellington. So it's going to be Naiua to get things underway. Kool-Aid, United States kicking off. Spain tapping it back and having to get back and clean up there is Levino, claimed immediately inside his own 22. So some work to do for Spain early on as the counter right comes from the United States, and they win a penalty as well.
Let it go.
And this could be a yellow card, throwing the ball away. So a terrible start from the Spanish, and Martin has got a yellow card, and if he looks around, he's going to see that the Americans, Alalilo, are on the board. Jack Alalilo, the 26-year-old, that's his third try now in his career. Well, what a start the USA will have.
Well, it all came from the kickoff. There is the man in the naughty chair, Pedro Martin. But the kickoff had hung up there. They just slapped it back. And then from there, selling it off. You can't throw the ball away. Zero tolerance from the referees. It's what the coaches and the players want. They want to play sevens rugby. And that's the reason why Spain are down to 6 and America have pounced on that opportunity.
Naiua looking to add the extras. Onto the left foot it goes, and it's a good strike, and the direction is perfect. No, in the end, the wind got hold of it. So it is Pedro Martin. What a man to have on the sideline. He's the top try scorer this season, 16 tries. 5-0, the USA over Spain.
Same again.
Naiua with the kickoff. Tap back in, and it's there now for Feiju, the captain.
Oh, you're sealing off there. It's just a scrum back here.
So no advantage, so we're going to have a put into the scrum for the United States.
Right here.
Another good opportunity to attack inside Spain territory.
That's twice now, guys. Up, okay? Up.
Viewers around the world probably asking the question about the referee saying you're sealing off. That's basically going in and bridging and not making it a competition.
Touch.
We've been told that there'll be very little tolerance with regards to that as well throughout this tournament.
Yeah, got it.
Handling there from the United States, and out the back door it goes. So now it's going to be Spain to get the put in. Maybe a little nerves there in both teams. United States coached by Alex Magleby.
I'll be on this side. Thank you very much.
Spain beat England to win the bowl on the Gold Coast in the first event in this current series. Took a lot of people by surprise, their performance on the Gold Coast, but since then, the opposition been able to do a little bit of homework.
Easy. We're not going to have this.
Well, I know you mentioned earlier in one of your commentaries, Greg, that Portugal are missing a few key players because they're involved in qualifying for Rugby World Cup 2015. Same applies to Spain. A number of their more experienced players playing 15-a-side this weekend.
Good opportunity for others to come in and get some experience, as we see Spain trying to get on the outside now through Poggi. Penalty to Spain. Taking a while to get to his feet as well.
Number 5 blue entry. Time's off.
So we're going to have an injury break here as Marcus Poggi receives a bit of treatment. Just the left ankle giving way.
Yeah, number 5 entry.
Luke Hume, rather, the number 9 for the United States, penalised. Spain back to a full complement as well. Pedro Martin is back on the field after his yellow card.
Over there.
No, that looked painful. On the slow-mo there, thankfully he's to his feet. Not too often we see teams that are awarded a penalty actually going for the line out and just showing the very warm conditions here in Wellington.
Gap. 2 and 2, hooker. 2 and 2. Yours. Step out, receiver. Stay there, 15.
Feiju finds the target American supporters there from Canosa. Spain looking to hit back. Best opportunity so far as they put it through the hands out wide, and Martin draws the man, releases the outside support player, and going in for the try is Poggi. So he received a bit of treatment earlier on, nothing wrong with the ankle.
Well, a good way to test it. Have a look at this. That's where the mistake was made. He was able to get on the outside of Neua, which meant that the final player for Team USA had to come in to make the tackle. And that released the pace of Poggi. He knew how to get to the line. 6 tries in his career, the 25-year-old.
Ignacio Martin will try and have the extras from out wide. Not a great kick. He'd like to have that one again, but it's locked up at 5-all. USA and Spain and the Americans. So a cup quarter-finalists in Port Elizabeth, the last stop on the HSBC Sevens World Series. That was a very good performance by them. Martin just going the 10 metres, and it's there for the United States.
He's not forward, guys. He wasn't going for that intentionally. No, no, no. No, right here, right? Inside, yeah. No. It was forward.
Went forward off the Americans, so it's going to be put into the scrum for Spain. And the man on screen with the long hair is Carlos Blanco. He was educated at the great rugby nursery in Sydney, Australia, St Joseph's, Joey's. I think there have been more Wallabies come out of St Joseph's than any other secondary school in Australia. And he obviously has a connection with Spain. Right over on a holiday and decided to stay there. And here he is playing sevens. And here is the ball on the inside being picked up, fortunately for the Americans, by Maka Inuthi.
Get out of there.
Here's the penalty coming to the United States. A relieving penalty. They've got work to do. And there's the intercept attempt. No, he didn't see it. He was more interested in making the tackle, Javier Canosa. That had 5 points written all over it. A wild pass from the Americans, but they get away with it. And Naua, and now finding some space in the middle and getting over the advantage line is the USA. Lufe goes to ground. Still inside their own territory. And time running out in the first half. Zach Test out to Hume. 10-metre mark. He gets the hands free. Now releases and goes again. Penalty against him.
Let it go.
Well, gee, he was looking for an offload there and just couldn't link up as the Americans kick and chase. The player has been taken out. And Hume will keep it alive. Spanish supporters wanting a penalty after the kicker was taken out, but it's play on, and now it is the USA right on half-time. Tackle has to be made here by Martin, but it's thrown back and it's towed through. Blanco, he did well to dive on it. Gee, they butchered a try there, the United States. They had a man unmarked on the inside, but in the end they decided to go on their own, and it's going to be into touch. So what a finish to the first half, and we're going to end up at 5 apiece. Martin, good tackle. Martin kicking off this early part of the second half, so important. Who can start the best? Naua goes to ground.
Hands out.
Hume. Oh, just trying to link up, and the pass really didn't have to be thrown, but they get away with it.
Gate.
Luffy. Good steal from Spain, though. Blanco fires it out.
Not held, no tackle.
And Spain with an opportunity. We can go from Canosa.
Nope.
Martin.
Struck on.
And the Americans trying to get their hand on the ball, knocking it on, so it'll be a scrum for Spain.
Scrappy first 60 seconds, and really it's going to come down to who wants it more, who wants it the most. The first game's always the toughest in a two-day tournament. You try and blow the cobwebs out. There's no substitute for game time, and look at that. The ball given away 8 by America, 6 by Spain. That's a lot of balls given away, 14 in just 9 minutes of rugby.
It is quite breezy. Gee, some mass changes from the Americans now as well. I think they've brought 4 or 5 players on, including the flyer, number 1, Carlin Isles.
Well, keep an eye out for him. He's a YouTube sensation. There's the man, number 1, out on the right wing. There he is.
Penalty goes against the Americans, so Spain inside the USA 22. Great field position. Pablo Feiju.
Let's go.
Looking to the right, but always going to the left. And there's a double round with Feiju. The cutout pass to Martin. Man on the outside. Podge. Try Spain. Well worked. You can practice that 1,000 times in training, but it's not until you can put it into action in a match that you're completely satisfied, and that was well executed, wasn't it?
And you can see there, Carlin Isles, he might be quick, but he ain't that quick to get across and cover 2 men. They just misread the situation there, Team USA. They didn't have a sweeper in behind, and so Carlin Isles needed to stay wide with Podge. He opted to show him the sideline, and Podge had too much pace.
So he's got a double. Marcus Podge, the 25-year-old. Carlin Isles still to touch the ball.
20.
Ignacio Martin, the man from San Sebastian. Can't have the extra 2, but that's the start they were looking for, Spain, in the second half. 10 points to 5.
Let's go.
Two tries to 1. Spain in front. Mistake. Out on the full.
Like 10.
Switch to Hume. Talo in jersey 3, one of the freshmen out there for the United States. Good ball tackle from Ignacio Martin, the number 1. Penalty goes against Spain, though. Americans looking to take it quickly through Scully, not on the mark.
Right over here. I'm sorry. It's got to be over there.
Shalom Suniola, veteran from the Rugby World Cup Sevens in 2009. Wide ball, and Hume cutting back on the inside. Can he link up with support? Takes the tackle. It was a good one from Levino in the end. And again, a penalty going against Spain as the Americans take it quickly. Nowhere for Scully to go, so he'll go to ground.
Stay.
Soniola, not a good pass, and the bounce is a wobbly one, picked up though by Edwards. He's the Australian playing for the United States.
Well, that's sloppy play from Team USA. Had a couple of opportunities there, and they've just butchered a couple of tries. Won't please their coach, Alex Mackleby. Hume really needed to move the ball after he had made the initial break and broke through. Needed to push it to the unmarked player. Instead, he went 1 yard too far.
Go ahead.
Turnover. And now Spain get the opportunity to get out of jail.
Number 2, red. Substitution.
Substitutions happening now for the Spanish. 2 minutes remaining. 10-5, Spain over the USA. Very tough pool because these 2 teams have still got to play Fiji and Australia later on day 1.
2 and 2, guys. Hold. Wait. You got one? 2 and 2. Someone's got to be there. Stay there.
direction. They're in the same pool as New Zealand and England. That's the tough part later for them. Martin. Show on the sideline, and they were able to get him across the chalk.
So it's okay. So no quick.
Well, anything could happen in this pool A now with these two coming up against New Zealand and England later. England already have caused an upset beating New Zealand.
Exactly. I mean, this goes to show how much the game is developing. Spain leading USA, but geez, that was an upset. Big crowd here weren't thrilled with that result.
Just a sec. Red goal, red number 12. Hey guys, that's 2 scrums now. I want your bind up on the body, not pushing around on the shorts on that last one. Yes. Thank you. Crouch, hit up. Touch. Set.
So Hume puts it in, takes it out. Tony Earl up. Now, Isles, they raced up on him. They had 2 men making sure that the speedster didn't get away. To the short side they go. Tarlo. They need to panic. There is time for the Americans, especially if this man can find some open space. Carlin Isles. Penalty. Well, he's a bit raw. He's a rookie when it comes to rugby, and on that occasion he was holding on. You must release once you're tackled. They showed a little bit of an experience there. And Spain are in no hurry.
All right. You've got to be quick. You've got to be quick.
Just trying to milk some time here with the referees onto them.
We have time for a
so
line
there
out.
is time for the line out.
Guys, 2 and 2, please.
So Spain, all they have to do is win the line out and kick the ball out, and they will record a first up victory.
Stay 9, wait till it's over. Let's go.
They go short. It wasn't straight, was it? No, the referee says
no, not straight.
Not straight. But it's all over anyway.
So there is a 22 Spain.